been doing research today on my 2 days old JEEP Compass Trailhawk, and I learned a couple of things I did not know before. By the way, I love how in Alberta, when you buy a vehicle, they do give you that plate holder. They say in case you move to Ontario or something, but they don't put it on. So I really like how the vehicle looks without that ugly plate. But the first thing that everybody was saying, right, hey, you said you wanted an American vehicle. Are you aware that it's made in Mexico? And I was pretty sure I saw, like on the window sticker, I saw something about Texas. But then I did more research into this, and I realized that it is made in Mexico, because I googled first and couldn't find any info. Wow, look at this beauty. What? We have to do this? Man. I hate those things. See, it goes like this. It has the plastic in there, and then the plastic part goes in there. Pretty nifty. So this is the first year where they put this 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine in, so it has much more horsepower. So that's where you change your oil, and that's the I think that's coolant for the turbo. I was reading that's where the air filter is, the fuses, the battery. But yeah, the engine compartment looks pretty small. What is this for? 454 grams. Oh, it tells you, usually it tells you, oh yeah, engine oil. So it tells you 5W30. So it uses, the recommended oil is 5W30. So anyway, so yeah, I was looking at okay, hold on. I was looking online, just trying to do Google, you know, where is 2023 JEEP Compass Trailhawk made? Because maybe other trims are made in somewhere else, but you know, might depend on the trim, right? And answers on Google were all over the place, and then I realized, wait a second, I have the VIN number right on my computer, because I downloaded my insurance certificate, and then I had a bill of sale with me as well. And so I started searching how to tell the country of origin from your VIN. Found a website that gives you, each country has a code, right? So I look at my VIN, it starts with a 3. I look at that list and they say, yep, 3 is Mexico. I think only 1, 4, and 5 is US, 2 is Canada, but 3 is definitely Mexico. And then the two letters before the serial number, you know, like the last 6 digits, right? Before the 6 digits, there's 2 letters. One of them indicates the year. In my case, it's P for 23. And the other letter, the second letter, indicates the plant. In my case, it's T as in Tom. And that one stands for, I forgot the name, but it's a plant, Chrysler assembly plant in Mexico. But let's see here, I'm looking at the sticker right here. Does it say, okay, vehicle emissions, 2-liter engine? No, you know, they don't give you much. But that's definitely one thing I did not know, that this was built in Mexico. But honestly, I don't care. One of my previous vehicles was a Ram 1500 pickup truck. It was built in Mexico, and I never had an issue with it. But yeah, so if the VIN starts with 3, that means it's Mexico, and PT in my case means 23, assembled at that main Mexican plant. So that's one thing I did not know. Second thing I did not know is that on most vehicles the tire pressure on both axles is the same, but here they recommend 35 psi for the front axle and 32 psi for the rear axle. Interesting. That I did not know. So good thing that I brought all tire pressures before that hiking trip. I brought them all to like 37, 38. And now when I check, you know, on the dash there, my pressure, it shows like 40 pretty much, which I like that. I like 40. But that's the second thing I did not know. And then I'm riding like this. I really like that they give you, with this Trailhawk trim, they give you the floor mats and they give you this mat in here. So you see my, man, these are already all pretty much flat. They used to be sharp. That's what happens when you walk on rocky trails. But I like this, that I don't have to worry about some dirt getting in, you know. And you even get these. I said, what is this? And the guy said, it's for your groceries. For your groceries, you know, I don't know. And then they give you this. So like lots of tie downs here, right? And this, oh, actually that's where the seat goes in. So, which is pretty cool. Now one more thing I did not know, I was reading the manual, braking. So of course, because this is a much smaller, lighter vehicle with a small engine, the brake-in recommendations are pretty, shall we say, soft, you know, whereas with the Hellcat, it was like very strict. They would give you like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, no, at least on paper, right? And I think it was up to 1,500 miles or 2,400 kilometers, right? So they were limiting what you can do. Like here in the manual, there's just 2 stages, let's call them that. So first one, they say during the first 60 miles or 100 kilometers, try not to exceed 55 miles per hour or 90 kilometers an hour. And I didn't pay too much attention to that. And the second stage, so to speak, they say during the first 300 miles or 500 kilometers, avoid basically, you know, full throttle acceleration. And as I was driving towards the hiking place yesterday, I think I did 110, 115, 120, at one point 125 clicks an hour. Everything was fine. So yeah, this one I'm not too concerned about the braking, you know, because it's a small engine. But definitely no full throttle, you know, no burning tires, at least, you know, during the first 500 kilometers. And then another thing that was new, which was actually pleasant, is that, well, I think the sales guy actually told me this, that this engine, even though it's a turbo, 2-liter turbo, 200 horsepower, it does not need the premium gas, right? I still like 91 gas, you know, here in Canada. I like it better than 87. I think it's a bit cleaner usually. And the manual, I checked the manual, you know, gas recommendations, they do say that, yeah, all you need is 87, but especially when towing or hauling some kind of a load, you know, like when there's a higher load on the engine, so to speak, they do recommend, they say that 91, with 91 you will notice improvement in performance, again, when towing or carrying a heavy load. And so I'm just gonna put, I think this, they gave me free tank, which I paid $100 for. Free tank of gas, they said, oh yeah, 87. But next time, there's not that much of a difference between 87 and 91 here in Alberta. And I don't drive that much anyway. So I'm gonna start using 91. Okay. And one more thing that I did not know is about oil changes. Now, all these previous big engine vehicles I had, right? So my previous 3 were Dodge Challenger 392 Scat Pack with 6.4 liter engine. Then I had Dodge Charger 5.7, and then of course the Hellcat 6.2 supercharged. All these required 6 months minimum, like it would say in the manual. Under no circumstances shall you change oil less frequently than once in 6 months. They don't care if it's sitting, if maybe you did just 1,000 miles or 1,600 kilometers. Every 6 months at least you must change oil. Here it says every 10,000 miles or every 16,000 kilometers or every year. So basically, as long as you do it once a year, they're fine with that. And I don't think none of the vehicles I owned, I did 16,000 a year. I think the Charger was a really fun to drive because it's a smaller vehicle, right, with 5.7, and the gas economy was pretty good. So I was driving it a lot, right, and I went on this crazy 3,500 kilometers road trip across all US from Buffalo, New York to Kalispell, Montana. And so Charger I drove probably the most out of all the vehicles, and still when I was selling it, it only had 24,000 kilometers, which is like what, 16,000 miles. And so I'm pretty sure that in my case I can do oil changes once a year, but I always like to do it after the break-in, like with Charger and Challenger, and even when I had my Canvas semi-truck, I went and I did the first oil change where after a few months, just because there might be some sediment, there might be, like it's breaking in, right? So I think it's a good idea. Just the oil changes don't cost that much on these smaller vehicles. So I'm just gonna go to that Mr. Lube here or something, and probably after, so now I'm about 350 kilometers already. Maybe when I'm like 1,000, 2,000 kilometers, I'll just go and do the first oil change just to make sure that everything is cheeky, everything is A1. And so that's it. So that's what I wanted to mention. So basically, not that difficult to maintain this vehicle, right? So not that many tricks. Oh, and one last thing I discovered that I did not know is that I did not know that this button, which has a picture of the phone, but it also has a little picture of the microphone. So this vehicle is equipped with voice recognition. I never used it. I probably had it on my Hellcat and on my Charger as well, but like here, what's cool is that once you have your phone connected, through Bluetooth, and you click this button, you can actually issue voice commands like dial and then say the name or number from your phone, or you can say set temperature to, like in my case everything is in metric, let's say set temperature to 20 Celsius. So I never tried it yet, but it's kind of cool that this thing understands like these basic commands, so you can even set your temperature and you can call somebody without moving your fingers. But of course here, just like on the Charger and Challenger, like here, these cute little buttons over here, I find them very useful. So this is for the volume on the radio, okay, and on this side, that's how you change channels, right? So basically when you're driving, you can have your index finger on the back on the left side, and you can quickly change channels on the satellite radio, and this way you can quickly adjust the volume, so you don't have to touch anything over here, right? Because some places cops are totally crazy, and if they see you reach out even to change your radio station, some places will give you a ticket. So really like it so far. I'm super happy. I don't care that it was built in Mexico or India, as long as it's up to the Chrysler standards. And I really like the steering wheel. It's small and it's very comfortable, and like I said, this trip, right, so I did 200 kilometers, so I had a full tank of gas when they gave me this, right? They gave me this with full tank of gas when I was still not approved. So I went 25 clicks back home, then I went on the same day, went back to the dealership, and then back home, that's 75 clicks. Then I went to the hiking place, 85, and then return. So that's 170, right? 240, and now it still shows, like, check this out. It still shows how much gas I have left. And 260 kilometers. Range, 260 kilometers. So basically half a tank, you know? And so now that's my odometer. My odometer now is 326, 326 kilometers. And today is pretty chilly, only 11 plus 11 Celsius. That's why I'm sitting in this coat. And here we have phone navigation comfort apps. Apps, device manager. Hold on, where's settings? Because I remember I changed the speaker. Device manager, no items. Okay, that's for apps. But media. Okay, see here, FM, Sirius, browse. Oh, audio settings. It's over here. So yeah, I was able to change the equalizer here, so increase some bass, you know, decrease the middle, speed adjusted volume, so you know, just regular stuff. So yeah, it's over here. But where's the, I think the guy said there's some safety. He will, oh, vehicle, yeah. That's why my collision warning was off, because he found it's over here in safety and driving assistance. Something with pedestrians over here. See, there's blind spot alert, there's drowsy driver alert, speed zone indication, traffic sign assist warning. Interesting. Traffic sign assist, yeah, that's what it has. Traffic sign assist, active lane management, lane warning vibration, and then it has highway assist, steering wheel vibration. What is this? I don't want this. Highway assist and automatic emergency braking. Oh yeah, this is what pedestrian emergency braking. This was off, and because of that, for some reason, forward collision sensitivity was off. And so you have to put this on, pedestrian emergency braking. See, this is pretty cool. So this car, I'm telling you guys, it's very advanced features, safety, technology, and so I don't know. I don't expect to do any mods on this, because I did get the 5-year 100,000 kilometers warranty on everything, but it's a bit too quiet, like the mufflers. Even though now I greatly suspect that my neighbors are super happy about this, because that Hellcat, even with non-modified you know, exhaust system, right, I didn't touch anything, it was super loud probably during the first like 1 minute, you know, after you start cold in the morning. For 1 minute it was pretty loud, and then as the RPM was going down to like 1000 RPM, it became okay, it became quiet. But first, I don't know, 20-30 seconds probably were pretty loud, you know. And if I was always conscious about this, because especially when I was leaving, like when I was going on that flight to Toronto to check out on my forklift, I was leaving at like 3 in the morning, and I started, no, wait a second, I didn't start the Hellcat, forget it, I took Uber. But a couple of times I was leaving at like 6 or 7, and that's where I was aware how loud that car was. But this one, it's like 10 times more quiet. You can hardly hear the exhaust. So now all I can hear is the fan. So one thing I don't like so far is the auto. Usually I use auto climate control, but this thing, as soon as you switch it on, it like really it's like loud, you know, like it's much louder than on the Hellcat. So like it's a bit annoying, you know, when you drive, like even though the temperature I put 20 degrees Celsius, I'm not asking for like 30 degrees inside, you know. But maybe, you know, once I turn the radio on, but that's why, because of this, usually now with this car I don't do auto. I just go to, you know, comfort here, and I just choose this, see, and then I can adjust the fan, you know, and make it quieter. So that's the only thing I found so far that I was not too happy about. So that's it. That's all I wanted. But again, speaking about mods, I'll drive a few months and see. Maybe on small cars, I found that usually, you know, out of these a couple of mufflers I like Flowmaster and Spintech, I find that Spintech from California works very well on small engines, on cars with small engines, like on I had that on my Mazda, and actually it gives you a bit of extra horsepower, because the way that muffler is designed, and they're very light, they're very small. You can get them in all kinds of different configurations, you know, like the position of the pipes in there, like openings, central, side to side, or side both on the same side, you know. And they're not that expensive. I do have I'm not sure if I have dual exhaust, but I noticed that I have two outlets, right? But usually I'm guessing on these small cars it's just two pipes, but there's only one muffler. Just the muffler has one inlet and two outlets. But I'll have to double check on that, like unless I find a way, some kind of a pit where I can crawl under the car and check it out, and then I need to know the diameter of the pipes. But that would be probably the only thing I would change, just to make it slightly more, you know, slightly louder, because it's just a bit too quiet, you know, especially after the Hellcat. Man, even my Charger was probably louder than the Hellcat, because I changed you know, exhaust, mufflers, and all that kind of thing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoying your Sunday. Here it's not that good, very cloudy weather, and it was drizzling in the morning. Not sure what's going on. I had to wear my coat. So now it's only what, like 1 o'clock. So the plan now is go play my accordion and then do this video. And I still have to do my finish my books, you know, tax returns for May. And then Monday I have to go to the registry, which is like DOT office here in Alberta, and transfer the plate. I have 7 days, so if a cop stops me, like, why is my Hellcat plate on this vehicle, you have 7 days. So all I have to do is show them the bill of sale. But tomorrow is going to be like, what, 3 days? So I have all my paperwork, I have my insurance, proof of purchase, bill of sale. I have that special form they give you. The dealer gives you a special form that you need to surrender to the registry, that like a real proof of purchase. And that's it. I'm gonna transfer my plate. So I already transferred the insurance, and then probably, oh yeah, I have to go to the condominium website, and the plate is the same, but I have to update the vehicle make and model, because now it still shows 22 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. So we're gonna put in 23 Jeep Compass Trailhawk. Cool.